Hi, welcome to my channel. This is JRV Life, and in this video I'm going to be talking about my 12-week year. Long story short, I was in medicine, now I'm in music, and I switched my life 2 years ago so that I could pursue this feeling of like fulfillment by becoming a songwriter. So I'm a singer-songwriter. I live on the East Coast now, and I have made a lot of changes these past 2 years in order to kind of cultivate and nurture this more creative space that I have in my life. One of those big ones was a 12-week year. I didn't even know what it was called, okay? Number one, let's start there. I did not know that this was what it was called, a 12-week year. I think intuitively, like last year, end of 2022, I was like, I don't freaking know what this year is gonna bring. Like, who am I? What am I doing? Why did I switch my entire life around? Because when I tell you, I was a 4-year planner. I was a 4-year planner from middle school, probably from 5th grade. I think like my mom started it and then I continued. So I went from being a 4-year plan girly to a 12-week year girly, 3-month girly, quarter girly, and it has been really amazing for my sanity. Long story short, to get to med school, you have to be on your game, okay? You have to be on your A game. And in like 5th or 6th grade, when we were like moving school districts, my mom and I planned my middle school career. My middle school career on a piece of paper that I think they gave us. I think they gave us a little 3-year plan. I don't remember, but I know for sure middle school, we planned what classes I was gonna take and how I was gonna start taking advanced classes this year and this year, whatever. And then in high school or 8th grade, I did the same for high school. They gave me a 4-year plan little thing, paper. I don't know who gave it to me. Was it a tutor? Was it my counselor? I don't remember. But I know that 4 years of high school were planned out before I even touched down into 9th grade. I knew what years I was taking the honors classes. I knew what years I was taking the AP classes. And I did it. Like, I followed it. Same thing for college. My scholarship program, it was the same deal. They gave us this template and I filled it out. I knew exactly what I was doing all 4 years until like the final year. Then I had like hella space because I already finished all my classes, so I had time to take fun classes. And I took creative writing classes. Almost went to go get my MFA, but that's another story for another day, okay? When I was accepted to med school and I decided to go, I then planned out my med school career and what electives I was gonna take with the blocks, which blocks, whatever. I was doing a lot. We're not gonna get into it, okay? But it was planned. Same thing for when I started residency. I matched into emergency medicine and I was like, okay, boom, the first 2 years is the hardest, but then we have some elective time. I'm gonna do this with my elective, I'm gonna do this with my elective, I'm gonna do this for the last 2 years. Everything changed in 2020 with the pandemic, and then in 2022 when I decided, yeah, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this. I'm shifting, I'm pivoting, and I'm gonna figure out what I wanna do with my life that makes me happy. So this is years and years and years of conditioning and training, and it's honestly a good thing. Like, I'm not knocking it at all. I don't plan that way anymore when it comes to my life. It's healthy and it's unhealthy in some ways, because when things don't go according to plan, you're like, oh my God, distraught. But then it's also healthy because I think it's I think it's what has made me the way I am in terms of like, if I want something, I get it. So anyway, at the end of 2022, this was the end of the year that I left my first residency and switched to my second residency, which was a much more chill job. And I had more time to write, I had more time to think, I had more time to breathe, I had time to stretch and relieve all the tension that I got from living through the death that was COVID in 2020 and 2021. So, yes. I had a lot of time, and it was going into 2023, and intuitively I was like, I have no idea what this year is bringing, so I'm just gonna take it for freaking day by day. And I'm not really gonna set any big goals for the year. I'm gonna see what experiences are offered to me and see what I can do, what I have the time for, and what I have the means for. And that's how I started taking it quarter by quarter. Aliens, if you really want to come beat me up, do it. But don't interrupt my video. Anyway, so yeah, I started taking it quarter by quarter, and I was just like, okay, the first 3 months I at least know I'm not gonna be, all the way there, because at the time I was back in therapy and I was taking it day by day, okay? Day by day, day by day. But it made sense for me to like split it into 3-month sections for the year, because it's 4 months, 4 quarters in a year. And I moved through life that way last year, and it was so amazing because I could take a little chunk of time and be like, okay, these are the possible experiences being offered to me. These are the things happening in the voice box. These are the things happening in my family. These are the things happening with my friends, and see what I could get to and get done in that quarter with prioritizing, the important things. So come like quarter 4, I was like, oh wow, this is beautiful. I love this. It helped me not be overwhelmed with the whole year. So that is my advice. For this to be successful, I think you have to take the year as it is. Like, okay, 2024. For me, I have words that come for every year. They just come when they want to come, and I'm like, okay, yeah, that feels like the theme of this next year. And then I keep it pretty general. Just allow the year to be what it is and show me what these words, why they apply this year, I would say for the year, figure out what your priorities are, what the general feel of the year is for you, and what, if there's a larger scheme that you feel is for you for this year, put that in the front seat. That should be, your anchor for the year, I should say. So prioritize, figure out what your priorities are for the year. And then number 2, I would say, is to then take a look at each quarter and look at what's happening in that quarter. Like for me last year, I knew when the weddings were, I knew what my vacations were and what I wanted to do with my vacations. So put those things in the quarters that they belong in. After you have those events, opportunities, experiences locked in, navigate around that. Just start with quarter 1. Like there's no need in my mind to plan all the way to quarter 4 for what could potentially be happening besides like the opportunities. So for example, this year I decided I wanted to prioritize my songwriting. It came pretty naturally, like it's what I wanted to do, and I'm at a good place now where I'm like, okay, I can sing the songs that I write, and I guess I have to. So whatever, fine. I want to prioritize growing my community, expanding my community. and making more songwriter friends and more producer friends and more, just growing relationships. Like, I've never been the one that like was in a clique or like in, this one group. I had friends in all groups in my throughout school. Like, that's how I've been my entire life. And so it's weird when I'm like stuck in one pond for like too long. I'm like, oh my God, this is too much. And I've usually by that time, I've found my people. And so it's just like, okay, well, yeah, cool. I have, this community, I have this community, love them all. That was my priority for this year, is to expand my like songwriter community and just community in general. So the only way I know how to do that and the way I've learned how to do that is like by networking, going to conferences, going to events. And so that's what I decided to do this year and figure out what was happening when. And so those are the events that I've locked in for each quarter. Like, okay, this is happening this quarter. This conference is happening this quarter. And this, workshop is happening this quarter. So lock those in, pay for those tickets, put your deposit down, put it in your calendar, boom. That way okay, these are the things happening in this quarter, this year. So once I prioritized that and then locked in those events, allows so much space and freedom for me to be like, okay, well, this month I'm feeling this way. If I've just filmed my update. So like this past month, January, I was like I was in a space, okay? I was in a touchy, like, come at me wrong, and like, I was in a touchy space. And I'm still kind of there, but I'm more like level-headed. So if there's like a month where you feel this, I don't know, it just allows for more experience for me and allows me to ride my waves of creativity, generating, planning, all the different things that just, happen in life. So when that happens, you can take stock of the month, reflect on the month. And that's what I would say at the end of each quarter. Reflect on what went well, what went bad, or what went not so well, and what your intentions and goals are for this next quarter. And review your events that are happening. See if you still have the bandwidth for it, because unexpected things are going to happen all the time. So just take a second, review, reflect, and then look into the next quarter. And it has really, really just been so, it's like relaxing. It's like relaxing compared to what I used to be like, okay, this is what I'm doing, this is what I'm, like, it's just very relaxing. And there's space to like be like, oh my God, there's a trip here this weekend. There's a retreat here this weekend. Let me do that this weekend. Let me go to this workshop this weekend. Because I have that anchor of my priorities for the year. And then I have my, I have the things that are set in stone. And then I have all this time that it's like, what do I want to do with it? What do I want to do with it? I think it's really great for creatives, especially because there's less pressure for me to have it all together all the time. So yeah, 12-week year has been amazing. And I just started seeing like TikToks about it in December of this last year. And I was like, oh my God, I didn't know that's what it was called. But woo, whoop-de-doo, look at my intuition. Woo, woo. Yeah, it's been amazing. So try it out. Did I write anything down? No. Do you want to take a page out of my book in that respect? It's up to you, to be honest with you. I didn't write anything down because I honestly, at this point in life, I'm going with the vibes, okay? I'm going with the vibes, pure feels, pure vibes, what I feel like doing, what's the vibe. I'm not writing anything down, all right? I haven't touched a pen to paper in that way to be like planning anything out. No. Even with content, like I'll see schedules and I'll screenshot them because I think content is so interesting. I think I'm finally getting the hang of it, type of content I would want to make and create. So I've tried different things. I've tried the daily posting, da 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 da. Honestly, at this point, one and done. Like one post a day, cross platforms is my goal. And I'm up on my daily post for YouTube. I digress. I don't write anything down. Okay. All right. I tried for content. There are things like for my job that I'll like write down. I feel like content is a job. It's annoying unless it's like shit that I want to do, which is vlog and talk about where this song came from and how it fell into my brain and woke me up out of my dreams and I had to wake up and make the voice note. That's what I want to do. But you know, not everybody's interested in that. So I forgot what I was saying. But whatever. Long story short, try it out. You can write it down. You can use the Notely app or Notation app, whatever it's called. You can write it on a regular calendar, a regular piece of paper. You can keep it all in your brain. It's up to you. Thank you so much for watching. I am done filming for today. I'm very proud of myself that I filmed. Period. Okay. All right. Take care. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know if you're interested in hearing about anything else, what you want to hear about, if you have any questions. And I'll catch you in the next video.